in interesting times. This week's stories. A Washington community celebrates Filipino heritage with music, food, and giving. West Sacramento Mayor joins his colleagues in Hawaii to learn innovative ideas for his city. Art Vancouver celebrates international talent. The North American Toy Fair 2019 gathers the global community for diverse products. Plus, for sports, kickboxing, Glory 67 rumbles on Florida soil. Hello everyone, I'm Alan Basoyahe bringing you stories from around the globe. And this is Eagle News Weekend Edition, broadcasting from Los Angeles. Celebrating Filipino Heritage Month, a Washington community led by the Church of Christ gathered for an afternoon of Pinoy music, authentic cuisine, and giving. Eagle News correspondent Rose Papa Angeles reports.
Filipino Heritage Month celebrations continue here in the United States. Joining the festivities is the Church of Christ at the nation's capital, with several authentic cuisine, a little bit of cultural music and dance, but a whole lot of love for the community.
Today we're having our Aid to Humanity here at the Sligo Middle School in Silver Spring, Maryland. Today is a unique activity because we're also featuring Filipino culture. We were able to have musical programs, and also we had some entertainment. We had some game booths. We had different food booths representing the various provinces within the Philippines. We shared our Christian values, and we also taught about the Church of Christ in these last days.
And we are a non-profit organization helping underprivileged kids in Africa. So I came here and they gave us a wonderful donation, and we are very happy. And I'm going to spread the word among the Sierra Leonean community and tell them about the Church of Christ and the Filipino people, how good they are. We receive a lot. We receive a lot of books, pencil, pens, crayons, erasers, markers, and stuff like that. There's a lot. I can't name everything, but we are so very, very happy about the donation.
Yes, we always strive to do our very best to help the community in any way possible. And of course, we use this as an opportunity to show who we are as members of the Church of Christ.
Food, music, and love. What else can you ask for? Reporting from Filipino Heritage Month celebration of the Church of Christ here in Washington, D.C., I am Rose Papa Angeles, and I am one with 25.
Thanks, Rose. More than 220 mayors across the U.S. gathered in Honolulu for their annual conference. Eagle News correspondent Alfred Acenas had a chance to meet one of them who takes pride in his years of public service and most notably in his family's history. Take a look.
During a press briefing by the United States Conference of Mayors, Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell introduced Eagle News to Mayor Christopher Cabaldon of West Sacramento, California. What caught us off guard was how Cabaldon introduced himself.
So I am the senior Filipino-American mayor in the United States. I've been mayor since 1998 in West Sacramento, California. So I've been to many of these annual conferences, but it's great to be here in Hawaii with the representation of the Philam community. This is where my great-grandparents and grandfather came from the Philippines to California. It was through Honolulu.
Given his decades as a public servant, Cabaldon looked forward to working with other U.S. mayors in their 4-day annual meeting to learn innovative ways to better serve his constituents back home.
So at this meeting, we're both working hard around big national policies around immigration and infrastructure and innovation and technology, but also I'm here to just learn what are other mayors doing in the United States that I can steal. Great ideas, great pilot projects, what are the lessons that they're learning and bring them back home, whether it's transportation or homelessness or education. There's some great ideas happening all across the United States and cities, and I want to see what I can bring back home to West Sacramento.
The Filipino American also briefly shared his vision for West Sacramento in regards to current issues such as climate change.
Climate change is affecting everywhere, and although West Sacramento is not on the coast, we're surrounded by water, just rivers and levees. And so the impact of both sea level rise, but also changes to the forest management, to snowpack, is driving major risks for our people. So we have made a commitment to get to zero new carbon by 2040, maybe even more aggressively. It's one of the most aggressive plans in America to try to do our part to reduce the worst effects of climate change, not just in our city, but around the planet.
Finally, Cabaldan expressed hope that more Filipino Americans would get involved in and make a difference in their respective communities.
There aren't enough Filipino American elected officials in the United States and not enough mayors. So it's really important to be here and to be visible and to show people who we are as a community and to build support and alliances throughout the country with other mayors.
Cabaldan was just one of more than 220 mayors who attended their annual meeting recently held at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. Reporting from Waikiki in Hawaii, I'm Alfred Asenas, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Alfred. Coming up, Art Vancouver celebrates international talents. The North American Toy Fair 2019 gathers the global community for diverse products. Plus, for sports, kickboxing, Glory 67 rumbles on Florida soil. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Weekend Edition. I'm Alan Basoyahe. Celebrating international talent and cultural diversity, Art Vancouver brought to British Columbia 1,200 pieces from different disciplines. Kathleen Cruz has the story. Take a look.
Artists and art enthusiasts, welcome to Art Vancouver International Art Fair, an annual event that aims to unite nations through art. Art Vancouver, an inclusive and immersive event celebrating international talent through visual art, boasts about hundreds of original works from a diverse lineup of artists and exhibitors from Canada and from around the world.
Art Vancouver is an international art fair. It happens every single year, so it's an annual event at the Convention Center where we are right now. It's a 4-day event, and we have over 100 artists and galleries coming from all around the world to exhibit their artwork.
The event displays over 1,200 pieces from different disciplines, which include paintings, sculptures, photography, and mixed media in forms of glass and wood.
This year's theme is United Nations Through Art. So our goal was to bring artists from all around the world. We have over 20 different countries represented in here. So we're really trying to bring the different culture, different impacts, and different techniques into one place in here in Vancouver.
The show also has art classes, workshop, guided tours, speakers series, and this year's Art Masters. Art Masters is a painting competition where artists are provided with only an hour to create a themed piece of canvas using a unique box of supplies. This year's winner is Ibe Ananaba from Nigeria. Vancouver's diversity and inclusiveness are definitely reflected in the exhibit. This year's fair has attracted over 10,000 attendees, a record-breaking number for the organization.
What we really try to do is to nurture not only those who are already established artists or galleries, but also we try to pick those who are emerging artists. We support them with promotion, with marketing, and we really try to help them to get to sometimes just make the first step out there in their career. And just in general, our mission is to support and empower not only local but international arts community. So this is how we do it.
Reporting from Vancouver, Canada, I'm Kathleen Cruz, 1 with 25.
Thanks, The North American Toy Fair 2019 in New York gathered the global community to introduce them to the latest products. Eagle News correspondent Maynard Binadai reports.
As you can see from the 2019 Toy Fair, no matter what you or your kids are into, you can look forward to some exciting things.
We're here at the North American International Toy Fair in New York City. For more than 100 years, buyers and sellers of toys have come together to share with each other what's new, what's exciting, and what they expect to succeed at retail. The global toy community comes together here in New York for the fair. We have over 1,000 exhibitors with attendees from more than 100 countries. And one thing we're very proud of is that more than 200 companies have joined us as new exhibitors, and that's the lifeblood. That's what keeps the industry flowing. The products are as diverse as the children who will play with them. We have everything from arts and crafts to action figures to board games, and so many toys are infused with the latest technology. Something for everyone.
So there's a number of trends that we cover very closely. If you look at one of the more evergreen trends that we cover closely is kids tech. So we have a line of Curio smart products. And our lineage or our DNA of that line is that we really follow consumer electronic trends, but we pack them into really kids-safe and really fun products that are on trend, like tablets and smartwatches and phones. Another trend that we watch very carefully here is the rescue trend for really not only adopting but loving the forgotten pets of the world. What we find the key targets is really kind of tapping into what kids want, but really making sure that we're putting it into an environment where mom, grandmom, but more importantly, we see globally dad being a much, much bigger part of the purchasing process. And so we want it to be fun, number one, first and foremost. But we want it to be something that's fun, but also very relatable to mom and dad.
Reporting from the 2019 Toy Fair, I'm Maynard Binadai, 1-25.
Thanks, Maynard. Recently, Florida fans of martial arts got a taste of glory when Glory Kickboxing put on its first tournament in the Sunshine State. Take a look at the action in Orlando with Eagle News correspondent Jay Rasquitas.
Glory, the world-renowned kickboxing promotion, continued to make its benchmark in the U.S. by descending upon Florida soil, giving long-awaited fans a taste of elite kickboxing. The event, Glory 67 Orlando, marks the first time that the organization hosted an event in the state of Florida. Held at Silver Spurs Arena, Glory 67 pitted some of the best fighters in the world against each other. Here's the recap. The prelims had two bouts, with one ending in a technical knockout. Local Floridian fighter Javanis Ross, who was on his Glory debut, suffered a leg injury to the much experienced Nick Chastain in the second round, resulting in a TKO. In the second bout, Taylor Kroll defeated Paul Banasiak via judge's decision. Both victors, Chastain and Kroll, stated in their post-fight interview that they wished for a victory by way of knockout, but they would settle for the win. Glory's Super Series consisted of 5 bouts, 2 in the lightweight division, 1 in the welterweight, 1 in the featherweight, and 1 in the female category for super bantamweight. Of the 5 bouts, 4 went to unanimous decisions. 2 Floridian fighters were pitted against each other, in which Kimon Diop defeated John Morehouse. Serhiy Adamchuk, out of Ukraine, lost against Kevin Vanelstrand. Vince McGuinness lost to Peter Stanonik, who remains undefeated. Rebecca Irwin, the female fighting prodigy out of Texas, won her second glory bout over Taylor Jenkins by also way of unanimous decision. Being only 18 years old, Irwin moved up in rankings and in popularity. After the fight, we asked what her advice would be to younger girls who would look up to her and want to pursue a fighting career.
The score is about 29-28. The two remaining judges score at 30-20.
The first knockout of the night came in at the 43-second mark of the first round, when Ross Levine landed a head kick on Thomas Diane. Levine's victory marked his third straight for the former 12-time World Sport Karate Champion. The main card consisted of 5 bouts, in which 4 of them resulted in unanimous decisions. The second knockout of the night, which also came in the first round, belonged to Elvis Gashi, who landed a brutal body kick on Justin Houghton. Gashi's 23-second knockout marks a milestone in what could possibly be the fastest knockout in Glory history. In the last fight before the championship bout, Asa Tenpao emerged victorious over Moroccan Hussam El Kasri. After the event, Tenpao acknowledged the support of the crowd in the fight that marked his homecoming to Florida.
It definitely gave me a boost. Definitely, the crowd support in there, got me going, and I wanted to showcase everything that I learned. So.
Most likely, moving up in rankings, Tenpao believes that everyone in the top 10 deserves a shot at the title.
So we'll see. I'd rather fight for the belt because I know I'm going to get everybody that's the best when I have that belt.
Though undefeated, Tenpao plans to travel to Thailand for a month for more training and to sharpen up his performance.
Yeah, the training's always got to change around. I always got to do new things. Can't fight the same fight all the time or you're going to get picked apart. So
in the featherweight championship bout, anticipation grew as Thailand's Pet Panamrong Kiatamuukao would defend his title against Uzbekistan's Anvar Boynazarov. Pech landed his signature thrust kicks along with some devastating lower body kicks on Boynazarov. In the 5th and final round, Pech landed a beautiful sweep on Boynazarov. Eventually, Pech became too much to handle for the Uzbek, successfully defending the featherweight title for the second time. Pech now improves to 162 career wins, with 10 of those in Glory Kickboxing, arguably becoming the best pound-for-pound champion in the sport. Glory 67 was an eye-opener for kickboxing fans in Florida. Fans witnessed fights that went the distance to fights that ended with fast knockouts. As for the fighters, their mission in the sport continues to live on through the support of the fans and their training camps. However, fighters like Tenpao drew some awareness about the sport.
Yeah, so being a fighter from Florida is very hard to get high-profile fights. You definitely have to travel, especially as an amateur. So for us, it's very hard. We have a couple amateur tournaments that come through, but it's very difficult for the fighters here. You definitely have to hustle, and you definitely have to get your name out there to get the fights.
And there you have it, signing off. From Silver Spurs Arena in Kissimmee, I'm Jay Raskidas, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Jay. That is today's Eagle News Weekend Edition. Join us again next week for stories from our bureaus across the nation and around the globe. Visit our websites at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenews and on Facebook at facebook.com/eaglenews. Thank you for watching. I'm Alan Basuyahe. I am 1 with 25.